Hey, Shaylin,
Yeah, Sean.
you know what the eighth wonder of the world is?
Is it the Leaning Tower of Pisa?
No,
Is it the Great Wall of China?
no,
Niagara Falls?
no. Let me just cut to the chase.
Okay.
It is the cauliflower.
Oh, the
Bet you didn't know that.
cauliflower. Ah, very
Yeah,
good.
you know why?
Why?
You can make mashed potatoes with this thing. You can make rice. And what are we making today?
Today we're making a buffalo chicken pizza with cauliflower crust, and it's delicious.
Stay tuned.
All right, buffalo chicken pizza with cauliflower crust. Now, Sean went ahead and made the buffalo chicken earlier today. See right there in that crock pot? I wish you could smell it right now, but we're gonna go ahead and show you a little bit of how I prepared it for you today.
Okay, so this really is the simplest chicken dish known to man. You're gonna take 4 chicken breasts, place them in your crock pot with whatever your favorite set of salad tongs is for whatever reason. Then you're gonna get some salt and pepper and season that to taste. Find whatever buffalo sauce that you like to season your chicken with and use that. And then you're simply gonna grab the lid, put the lid on it, set it to low, let it cook for 4 hours, and then all you have to do after that is simply shred your chicken and you're ready to go.
That chicken's gonna be great. But in the meantime, I'm gonna be making the crust. So get out your food processor and you'll go ahead and get some cauliflower florets. Now I like to do these probably in about 3 or 4 different rounds because you don't want to put too much in the processor. If you do, then you'll notice that you'll have big clumps of the florets and you'll have little beads at the bottom, and that's not what you want. You want it to make sure and have all the same texture. So you're just going to want to pulse it several times until you get the consistency that you want. All right, let's see. Yep, this is about the right consistency that you want. This is what a lot of people call cauliflower rice. So it's taken me about 3 or 4 rounds within the food processor, but this is what we've come up with, and this is exactly the consistency that you want. Now, in order to get all the water out of it, we're gonna put it in the microwave. I don't have a lid for this, so I'm just gonna use a good old plate. Put it in for 15 minutes. After that, let it sit and cool. If you want to put it in the refrigerator, that's fine. About 20 to 30 minutes, and then we're going to start doing the next step on the crust. So my cauliflower has cooled for the most part. And what you're going to want to do is you can use a cheesecloth, or I'm just using a kitchen towel. But add your cauliflower mixture onto your towel or your cheesecloth. And this is super important because, as you can tell, this cauliflower has a ton of water in it. So what you're going to want to do is get all that water out. So we'll do this several different ways, but we'll start with just kind of squeezing it together. This is how I found is the most, or the best way to do it. Squeeze it. See all that water? Who knew, right? That all that water would be in that cauliflower. And the reason why you really want your cauliflower to be dry is because the more liquid and the more water that you have in it, then the best consistency you'll have for your actual cauliflower crust once it gets put in the oven. All right, I think that's about all I can possibly squeeze out. And as you can see, look at all of that water. That's exactly what you want. Get as much water out as possible. And on your towel, go ahead and just drop it into a bowl. And you can go ahead and take some of that off if you'd like. That looks good. And that's the texture you want right there. Now, obviously, with pizza crust, you're gonna have a really good seasoning. So what I do is put about half the amount of cheese. And I did some 3 cheeses. I like to have a harder cheese. This right here is Parmesan, Romano, and Asiago. You can do Parmesan completely if you'd like, but this is about a cup, and as normal, go ahead and look below for all the full ingredients. But you're gonna wanna add that. to your cauliflower mixture. And look how dry that is. That's exactly what you want. You don't want to see any kind of water at all, or it's just not going to make the crust as well as it would be. And go ahead and add an egg. This is to bind it all together. And for seasoning, I went ahead and added some garlic salt and some Italian seasoning. And we're just going to mix it up real good. Now, when making your pizza crust, make sure and use parchment paper. I have made the mistake of using wax paper before, and it will stick. So when you put your crust on the parchment paper, go ahead and move it around. You can see it's super pliable. Make whatever form you want. I'm making my pizzas on a pizza stone, so I'm making mine round. I like it to be about a 1/4 inch thickness, seems to be the best consistency. And as you can see around the edges, I like to lift those edges up a little bit for 2 reasons: to keep in those toppings, but also to make sure that it doesn't burn on the sides. Once that's done, go ahead and put it in the oven. Lay it right on whatever you're going to be baking it on for about a good 20 minutes.
Okay, so this crust looks awesome. Look down here at this. Shaylin, you did a killer job.
Thanks, babe.
Look at that. I mean, that's a pizza crust right there. And it's all made out of cauliflower and Parmesan cheese. You can see the Italian seasoning in there as well. It's gonna be delicious. So let's put some stuff on this thing. Stuff on this thing? I've got, and this is gonna seem unusual, but instead of just putting a bunch of cheese down here, I thought we would layer this with a little bit of Greek yogurt. And the Greek yogurt's gonna, it's a unique, just trust me. Trust me with the Greek yogurt. You don't want sour cream, you don't want tomato sauce, because we're making you could do ranch if you weren't really eating that healthy. But this is good stuff. It'll give a little base, a little texture to it, and a good flavor. And it'll just kind of pick up all the other flavors that are going on in this pizza. Like that buffalo chicken that we cooked earlier in the crock pot. It's ready, it tastes delicious. It's gonna go great on this pizza. And we're gonna top that with a little bit of blue cheese. And everyone knows that if you're making buffalo wings, you gotta have blue cheese going with it. So we put that on top of this pizza. It's going to be absolutely delicious. If you don't like this pizza or cauliflower crust, make your husband a slider with some chicken and blue cheese and some coleslaw, ranch dressing, and hot sauce. That will be delicious too. Maybe not as healthy, but delicious nonetheless. It's gonna be awesome. My hands are messy. Here's a towel for good reason. We're gonna top this off with a little bit of chives once we're done, but right now I'm gonna put it in the oven. The oven's set at 400 degrees, and I would just let this go for 8 to 10 minutes. Check it somewhere in there, make sure your cheese is melted, but your crust didn't burn. And it's gonna be great.
It's done. I've cut a piece out, and look how beautiful that is. Look around the edges. That cauliflower and Parmesan cheese just worked out so great, and look at that consistency. You're not gonna have the regular consistency of a pizza, but look.
Good?
It is delicious. The flavors of that buffalo chicken and the blue cheese is amazing, and this is perfect. It's a great, healthy option for a great pizza. Please subscribe below. We love for you to be a part of our family. We'll see you next time.